Welcome to Crypto Minutes, your daily cryptocurrency news for March 14, 2019. We source a minimum of 5 of the best trending articles of the day, from popular news aggregator CryptoPanic.com. Timestamps and the original articles can be found in the description links below.
The Stellar Lumen has just become the latest cryptocurrency to be listed on Coinbase's professional exchange. Coinbase Pro announced Wednesday that it was accepting deposits of XLM, with trading support coming once sufficient liquidity is established. The process will take a minimum of 12 hours, according to a blog post. The cryptocurrency is not yet available on Coinbase's retail platforms, including Coinbase.com or its Android and iOS apps. Stellar was started by Ripple co-founder Jed McCaleb, with Lumens aimed at being part of a low-cost payment network. According to Coinbase's blog post, since its launch in 2014, its vision has been to unite the world's financial infrastructure so that money can flow quickly and cheaply between banks, businesses, and people. The Internet connected the world's computers so that information could be shared globally. Stellar aims to do the same for money. Coinbase Pro first announced it was considering XLM last December, when the exchange identified more than 30 digital assets it was looking into supporting. Since its initial announcement, the platform has added support for Civic, District 0x, Loom Network, Decentraland, XRP, DuRqLm Network and Zilliqa. The price of XLM USD has increased just over 30% in the past 4 days, 5% of which came after Coinbase Pro's announcement Wednesday, and is currently trading at 11 cents, according to CoinDesk price data. Stellar is the 12th most traded cryptocurrency in the past 24 hours, accumulating a total of roughly $140 billion in trading volume, according to CoinDesk's price page. Nasdaq licenses its market surveillance tech to crypto startup Bcause. United States-based crypto startup Bcause LLC will use Nasdaq's trading, clearing and market surveillance technology, Nasdaq announced in a press release today, March 13. According to the announcement, Bcause will use the tech for its spot cryptocurrency market, set to launch via Nasdaq's financial framework platform in the first half of 2019. According to Nasdaq, the tech will let the company monitor its markets for manipulative activities and other types of suspicious conduct, therefore creating a more secure spot and derivatives market. Fred Greed, CEO of Bcause, expects that the new crypto spot market will attract a broad range of users, including both experienced financial investors and crypto enthusiasts, who may be new to traditional markets. Paul McEwen, Senior Vice President and Head of Marketplace Operators and New Markets at Nasdaq, further added, "By leveraging the Nasdaq financial framework, Bcause will have the scalability and modular functionality to introduce new microservices and expand its business offerings to meet industry demands and the evolution of the digital assets economy." The startup has reportedly applied for a license from the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission (CFTC), aiming to become a designated contract market and to establish a derivatives clearing organization later. As Cointelegraph previously reported, a total of 7 crypto exchanges were using it market monitoring tech as of January 31 this year. Before Bcause, just 2 of the collaborations had been publicized, the Winklevoss Twins Gemini Exchange and VC Trade, run by Japanese financial services giant SBI Holdings. Another digital exchange, which focuses on tokenizing traditional investment vehicles, uses a different technology protocol from Nasdaq, its financial information exchange, to deliver its products. The fate of the former CEO of crypto exchange Mt.Gox is set to be decided this Friday as Mark Karpeles takes the stand before the judges in Tokyo, Japan. Mark already spent some time in prison before he was released on bail pending the court proceedings. According to the charge sheet, Mark Karpeles is accused of embezzling millions of dollars during his tenure as the exchange's CEO. Apparently, the former CEO would transfer funds from client accounts and use it to go on trips and shopping sprees. The total amount of misuse comes to a cool $3 million. Mark is accused of faking data to make the exchange look more successful. However, Mark still maintains that he is innocent and that the client's monies that he spent were meant to be loans that he planned to pay back. The embezzlement is noted to have happened sometime between September and December of 2013. The exchange filed for bankruptcy back in 2014 after it was reported that the platform had lost over 850,000 bitcoins worth a whole $500 million to hackers. Before the troubles started, Mt.Gox was the world's most popular crypto exchange. Its collapse threw the crypto market into disarray, causing a crypto winter that lasted 2 years. The exchange was founded by Jed McCaleb. At the time, the platform was just a forum. Jed later turned the site into a crypto exchange. He later went on to launch Ripple and Stellar. In 2011, he sold the exchange to Mark Karpeles. With Mark as the CEO, the exchange quickly became very popular and widely used. At one point, Mt.Gox was handling upwards of 80% of all Bitcoin transactions. A decade behind bars. According to prosecutors, Mark faces a whole decade behind bars in convicted. As such, there's about 99% chance of him getting convicted, given that most of the cases that make it into court in Japan end up with a conviction. In fact, prosecutors have asked the judge to hand down a 10-year jail sentence to Mark Karpelès. Everything that's known about the QuadrigaCX exchange at the center of a massive controversy over missing funds. It was not your average exchange hack. This is a tale of changing identities, a marriage, a last-minute will and the strange death of a person solely responsible for $190 million in assets. This is the story of QuadrigaCX, Canada's largest crypto exchange. On January 14, Gerald Cotten, the 30-year-old co-founder and CEO of Canadian exchange, QuadrigaCX, died suddenly, on honeymoon in India, according to reports. He was, inexplicably, the only person with access to $190 million of funds in cryptocurrencies and fiat money, the majority of funds stored on the exchange. The immediate circumstances, dying in a place known for fake death certificates, from a disease that isn't typically fatal to someone so young, were suspicious enough. But, as it turns out, what happened in the year leading up to the events of December and January makes the whole affair even more questionable. The exchange faced financial difficulties throughout the year and may have lost a considerable amount of users' money. This was supported by the recent announcement that the funds may not even exist. The CEOs of crypto exchanges Kraken and Coinbase have also backed this view. Kraken has since offered a $100,000 bounty for information about the case, which has caused 115,000 people to lose their money. Right now, Ernst & Young are continuing to search for the missing funds. The QuadrigaCX affair has only just begun. The two main events of the QuadrigaCX saga. A year ago, QuadrigaCX was in financial difficulty. Funds were being locked up and users were complaining. This was the beginning of a series of unfortunate events for the Canadian crypto exchange. Let's look into the main events to see how the problems started. The exchange's finances were in ruin. QuadrigaCX, founded in 2013, was originally quite successful, quickly becoming the largest crypto exchange in Canada. But things soon started going downhill. In January 2018, the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce (CIBC) froze $30 million of funds belonging to QuadrigaCX because it couldn't identify the owners of the funds. Customer complaints rained down on QuadrigaCX as people struggled to access their funds. This led to fewer people using the exchange and its daily trading volume dwindled to $600,000 by October 2018. This is one of the main signs that the exchange did not have financial security. Which brings us to the next point. The circumstances of the death were suspicious. Not only was there a whole host of financial problems at QuadrigaCX that were neatly wrapped up when the CEO died, taking the funds with him, but there were other odd factors surrounding his death. Just 2 weeks prior, Cotten had changed his will, leaving his personal property, worth $9.6 million, to his new wife, Jennifer Robertson. They had been together under 2 years. Despite the exchange's financial difficulties, they managed to buy 16 properties together, plus a plane. On December 8, 2018, QuadrigaCX CEO Gerald Cotten was admitted to the Fortis Escorts Hospital, Jaipur, suffering from vomiting, watery stools and crampy abdominal pain. After his death, he was transferred back to the hotel, where it was taken to an embalmer who refused to carry out such a treatment because the body had not come from the hotel. A second embalmer, a local medical school where they study cadavers, wasn't so scrupulous and accepted the job. A hotel employee delivered the body to them, according to the certificate issued at the embalming center. A death certificate was made, misspelling the CEO's surname as Cottan. The next day, police issued Robertson a certificate stating that she could take the body home. The funeral took place in Halifax, Canada, around December 12, and, from witness testimony obtained by the Kraken Exchange, which is investigating the case, it was a closed casket. All of this happened before it was revealed publicly the CEO had died. Both of these events have created a number of questions which we shall address later. For now, we need to take a closer look at who were the main individuals involved with the exchange, and who they might really be. The main characters involved with QuadrigaCX. Aside from Cotten and his widow, Robertson, the two other main people behind the scenes at the exchange were co-founder Michael Patron and lead developer Alex Hannon. Co-founder and CEO of QuadrigaCX, Gerald Cotten. Born in Belleville, Canada, a southern Ontario city of 50,000 located at the mouth of the Moira River, Cotten would graduate with a BBA from the Schulich School of Business at the York University, in Toronto. According to a Bloomberg profile, he often spoke at fintech conferences, was a member of the Bitcoin Foundation and was an advisor for the non-profit Crypto Consortium. He was known for being flush with cash, reportedly once carrying a suitcase full of cash through an airport. Some of the assets Cotton owned were revealed in his will. These included 3 properties, a Lexus car, an airplane, a 2015 Mini Cooper, and a 50-foot Jonu 51 sailboat. They will also bequeath $100,000 to his in-laws to help them look after his chihuahuas in case both he and his wife died. In the statement published after his death, he was called a visionary leader. Co-founder of QuadrigaCX, Michael Patron. Patron founded Canada's first blockchain incubator, FinTech Ventures Group, and was an advisor to multiple crypto-related projects, before he met Cotton online and moved to Canada to start working on the exchange. He's a personal trainer in Krav Maga, Thai kickboxing and blade combat. Patron has also been linked in the media to other, less savory pursuits. According to a report by the Globe and Mail, Patron might be the pseudonym of Omar Darnani, a felon convicted of money laundering-related charges for his role in a criminal organization known as Shadow Crew. Darnani spent 18 months in prison for credit card fraud. Patron has denied that he is Omar Darnani. However, the Globe and Mail show a number of connections between the two persons, including a website called Midas Gold Exchange, which was owned by an Omar Patron, the two names mixed together. There is also, reportedly, evidence that Patron tried to hide this connection. Court records show he hired Reputation, a Toronto-based company that removes online data about people. It then published made-up reports suggesting Patron was a global speaker on blockchain technology and was a mixed martial artist. So perhaps, not even his hobbies are real. It is unclear if Patron was an active member of QuadrigaCX over the past few years. According to a public comment, he left the exchange 3 years ago. Yet Jesse Powell, CEO of the exchange Kraken, thinks this is unlikely. Powell, who has been obsessed with the case since it first broke, believes that after Patron's true identity was discovered, Patron attempted to distance himself publicly from the company, while remaining active in the shadows. Jennifer Robertson, the widow of Gerald Cotton. While Cotton ran QuadrigaCX, Robertson ran Robertson Nova Property Management, which was registered at the former couple's home in Kinross. During their relationship, they bought 16 properties, from a $70,000 USD waterfront lot to a set of 9 row houses worth $1.9 million USD. Her company owns 12 of the properties. Since he died, she has taken out mortgages on 4 of the properties that were left to her in Cotton's will. She has transferred ownership of 2 of them to the Seaglass Trust, where she is a trustee. Robertson has been known as Jennifer Kathleen Margaret Griffith and Jennifer Forgeron, presumably due to different marriages. After Cotton died, Robertson quickly organized a shareholders' meeting to appoint herself, her stepfather, Thomas Beasley, and a man named Jack Martle as new directors of the exchange. The meeting was deliberately organized so that the other shareholders, beyond Robertson and Patron's wife Love Horner, would be notified by courier, instead of via email. It is not known if the other shareholders were aware of the meeting by the time it occurred. Alex Hannon, the chief architect of QuadrigaCX. Usually crypto exchanges have hundreds of developers maintaining regular backups and ensuring that everything is working smoothly. This wasn't the case for QuadrigaCX, which relied solely on one contractor, Alex Hannon, whose role was chief architect. Patron left a review for him on his LinkedIn profile which said, "Our competitors required teams in order to replicate the work of this one man." Yet, if this was the case, the exchange was likely cutting corners. Powell told Decrypt that, even if Quadriga did have just one developer, it would be a huge risk in case he was ill, adding that Kraken has more than 100 developers. He also expressed surprise that QuadrigaCX only performed backups every hour, as this would miss out on potentially an hour of transactions if the exchange was to go down, leading to misattributed funds. Powell said, "That seemed odd to me, but maybe just indicative of shortcuts being taken. You'll probably find this business is basically a facade with nothing really going on behind the scenes." Aside from these 4 figures, there were a handful of support staff for handling customer service tickets and other issues. The most pressing questions about QuadrigaCX. Is Cotton dead? And, if so, how did he die? Cotton suffered from Crohn's disease. He was diagnosed 6 years ago, at 24. The cause of his death was listed as sudden cardiac arrest, stemming from a perforation of the stomach. But there is disagreement over whether this complication is normal for someone with Crohn's. Jesse Powell argues that it's not. "It seems pretty likely that he is dead," said Powell, during a Kraken podcast. However, there was no autopsy performed, so there's speculation over how he developed this perforated stomach in the first place. It doesn't seem like a usual thing for someone with Crohn's to develop. However, Jayant Sharma, the doctor who treated him, said that blood tests showed elevated levels of white blood cells, an indication of sepsis. And Brian Fegan, a London doctor who specializes in Crohn's, says that Cotton's rapid demise is consistent with what might happen to someone with Crohn's disease who was suffering from septic shock. So, despite some theories on Reddit, it looks like the death did happen. Where is the $145 million worth of cryptocurrency? Shortly after the death was revealed, a statement was made that Cotton died as the only person with access to $190 million of funds, with $145 million of cryptocurrency supposedly locked up in a cold storage wallet which can't be accessed. Which is all well and good, but these wallets are empty. A March 1, 2019, report by creditors Ernst & Young shows the cold storage wallets have just a few $1,000s in them. It said that large amounts of funds passed through the cold wallets but were then sent to other accounts, including on other crypto exchanges. This means these funds may exist on other exchanges, but so far little progress has been made. According to Kraken CEO, Jesse Powell, it is likely that the funds are held under fake names, which makes it much harder for the exchanges to identify if they belong to QuadrigaCX. One researcher known as Zero Nonsense claims to have found $100 million of QuadrigaCX funds through analyzing transactions on block explorers. But in an interview with Decrypt, Powell said he disagreed that the accounts belonged to QuadrigaCX. He had looked at the ones mentioned on Kraken and found they were owned by other people. This means the funds may be stored on an unknown exchange, under an unknown name. Or they don't exist. Either way, Ernst & Young has its work cut out. While the funds have not yet been found, there are a few plausible ideas why the sequence of events may have occurred. Let's explore them next. The most prominent theories to explain it all. The main theory is that QuadrigaCX was in financial difficulty, but there is also speculation that the exchange was used for money laundering. It's also possible that the whole thing was simply poor management. The death was used to cover up QuadrigaCX's financial difficulties. The most likely explanation of the missing funds is that they didn't exist in the first place. In June 2017, QuadrigaCX suffered a multi-million-dollar bug which locked up a lot of its Ethereum funds in smart contracts, when the Ethereum price was only $250. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong speculated on Twitter that the exchange tried to trade its way out of the jam. Powell pointed out that the price of Ethereum jumped up to $1,300, drastically increasing the liability to $90 million. However, he did say, "It would be hard for them to lose everything. I'm still hopeful they could find money on some of the other exchanges." Armstrong suggested the team behind the exchange may have decided to use Cotton's death to hide the fact these funds were missing, which would explain the statement that he died as the only person with access to these funds, despite the funds not being in the cold storage. The exchange was a front for money laundering. Another possibility is that the exchange was involved in more nefarious work. If patron really was Omar Darnani, then he had been previously involved in a scheme that revolved around money laundering, known as Midas Gold Exchange, run by an Omar patron. This was shut down when Liberty Reserve was caught for money laundering. Definitely could be money laundering, based on some of the statements patron has made. He's told people he's a money laundering dream. QuadrigaCX was also doing cash withdrawals. I wouldn't be surprised, given patron's past, Powell said, adding, he might have even had the idea to start the exchange because it might be great for money laundering. It was simply poor management. It's possible that the exchange was just understaffed and too many corners were cut. This could have resulted in bad management and a lack of accounting. Running a crypto exchange is a complicated business that gets even more complicated the larger it is. And in the end, if the failure of QuadrigaCX was due to mismanagement, this could be the most unsettling explanation of all. There are an estimated 215 crypto exchanges around the world, handling billions of dollars invested by millions of people. Many of them exist outside any regulatory framework. More than 36 exchanges have already failed or been hacked or otherwise lost investors' funds. It's not a question of whether another QuadrigaCX is going to happen. It's simply a matter of time. These theories are mainly speculation based on what we know right now, but keep tuned for further updates of the QuadrigaCX affair. Right now, scroll down to see a timeline of events and keep scrolling onto the next page below for the full interview with Powell. Breaking news, SingularityNET partners with Ping An Insurance. Arif Khan, March 14. Announcing our AI collaboration with Ping An, the world's 10th largest public company. Investment, innovation, intelligence. Ping An Technology and SingularityNET have reached the intention to collaborate in the field of artificial intelligence. Possible future directions for collaboration include, but are not limited to, OCR and model training. Mr. Bai Meng, AI BD lead for Ping An. We are proud and excited to announce our AI collaboration with Ping An, a Chinese holding conglomerate that ranked 1st in the Forbes 2018 Global 2000. Ping An is recognized as the world's most valuable insurance brand, and with an impressive 170 million customers and 459 million Internet users, it ranked as the third largest global financial services company in 2018. Company profile of Ping An source. From its very beginning, Ping An has displayed a remarkable ability to adapt and innovate. Founded in 1988, the company has experienced YoY growth of 23.3% for its operating profits. In the past decade, Ping An has invested more than RMB 50 billion in technology development, gathered more than 23,000 R&D personnel, 500 big data experts, and established 6 research institutes. Its fintech offshoot, Ping An Technology, is the leading player in China, placing ahead of its rival Hunsun Technologies, which is backed by Ant Financial. Ping An Technology has birthed tech unicorns such as the peer-to-peer lender Lufax, valued at $18 billion, the healthcare portal with 30 million plus monthly active users called Ping An Good Doctor, and a mobile app for booking hospital visits called the Ping An Healthcare and Technology, that is used by 800 million customers. First mover advantage. The story of Ping An rhymes with that of SingularityNET. One of the reasons behind Ping An's rapid growth is how it utilized its first-mover advantage in mobile apps to advance its market share in several industries: insurance, banking, financial services, healthcare, real estate and so on. For companies that operate with a platform business model, being the first player in the market carries a clear economic advantage. Once a platform achieves a certain size, network effects kick in and competing with that platform becomes near impossible. Last month, with the launch of the beta version of our platform, the world's first decentralized AI marketplace emerged on the radar of the AI industry. SingularityNet's first-mover advantage has already begun to add to its competitiveness. SingularityNet offers enterprises the ability to tap into a decentralized network of coordinating AI services shaped by the economic forces of an open and transparent market. With nation-states such as the US considering export controls on AI, being reliant on a decentralized network for AI services is a smart hedge and carries clear advantages. As more and more entities adopt SingularityNet either by offering their services on the platform, utilizing the services that already exist, or backing the creation of new services, the first-mover advantage of SingularityNet will seal its place as the global mind cloud that is governed democratically and not controlled by any single entity. The AI collaboration. Talking about the AI collaboration with Ping An, Dr. Ben Goertzel remarked, "The scale of Ping An provides considerable opportunities to showcase the benefits of AI application. We are currently discussing how to integrate SingularityNet infrastructure with Ping An's IT infrastructure in order to analyze the different types of data available. Generally speaking, successful AI applications require at least 4 ingredients: AI algorithms, data, computer power, and human understanding of the problem domain. Between SingularityNet and Ping An we have all 4 of these in abundance, and so I am confident we will be able to do great things together." At the beginning of the collaboration, SingularityNet and Ping An will focus on 3 main areas: optical character recognition (OCR), cross-validation (CV), and model training, where SingularityNet's ecosystem could be applied for commercial purposes. Ping An's unstaffed clinics that use AI called 1-Minute Clinic are already operational in 8 cities of China. The sheer scope and ambition of Ping An when it comes to AI, from the Ping An Smart City to the 1-Minute Clinic initiative of the Ping An Good Doctor, will allow SingularityNet and Ping An to collaborate across multiple industries and initiatives in the future. We are confident that our collaboration will amplify the reach and competitiveness of Ping An while increasing the diversity and richness of our decentralized network. Our successful collaboration will help guide other enterprises towards utilizing our platform and will be marked as an important milestone in the movement to democratize AI.
Thank you for listening to Crypto Minutes. This is not financial advice. If you enjoyed the articles, please click like, share and subscribe or donate. See you tomorrow for more breaking news.